Well, that was exciting. I was up riding the GS in Nugget Gulch, came up out of a muddy creek bottom, got up in the bank and lost it. So now I'm having a little time out. Well, good news for you is I got to finally edit my video on the Nemo ATV Rally and riding up in Nemo. So let's get started. But before we do, there's two things you need to remember. Number 8 and number 9. You'll see what I mean in a second. This video was made during the Black Hills ATV Rally at Nemo in the middle of June. This is, I believe, the 6th or 7th year of this rally, and it draws people from all over the Midwest. Not sure how many people attended, but it's probably several hundred. It includes some product demonstrations, and they have a band, and it's a fairly well-attended event. The thing when I mentioned Trail 89 is that Trail 89 is the part of the Centennial Trail system through the Black Hills. Officially it's known as Route 8089. It goes from the southwest near Pilot Knob over to Dalton Lake. It is a trail that's shared by both ATV users, UTV users, dirt bikes, and hikers, as well as horseback riders. It's a very good trail, and it has most of the things you'd expect in a trail. It's well groomed in parts. It has water crossings. There's a couple bridges. The trail is limited to ATVs or UTVs less than 62 inches wide, so it's a 62-inch trail. It includes most of what you'd expect to find in the Black Hills. By that I mean the trails some of them are well groomed and rocky, is what you're looking at. Others are very rocky and somewhat difficult, steep. A few are grassy, and there's even a selection of muddy trails if you like that sort of thing. It's very easy to find your way around in that area because the trails are all very well marked. This particular trail is 8089, and you can just follow the signage of that. And it's a pretty good trail overall. It takes you through a lot of different type of terrain that you're likely to see in the Black Hills, including deep woods, rocky outcrops, high points, grassy parts, and like I mentioned before, some lowlands where there's a collection of mud. During the Nemo rally, the first day or so, the weather was like this, and as the rally progressed, by Saturday afternoon it got quite rainy, and Sunday was pretty much a non-riding day unless you're really serious about riding in the rain. But by and large it was a good event. I never talked to the organizers. I don't know what the actual attendance was. It usually draws to a couple of hundred campers and ATVers, maybe 300. So it's a small event. It's also mostly a riding event, although they do have the band on one night. There is a poker run, but by and large it's just a riding event where you go out and hit the trails. If you happen to be on Trail 89, which is the hiking designation of this trail, you're going to find that you will share the trail with equestrians and hikers, and since the hikers know that you're permitted on the trail, as much as sometimes they may not like to see ATV riders, bikers are mostly friendly and they'll wave to you, as long as you don't hot rod by them. I mean, that's the other thing. Here's a couple hikers here. Yeah, it's kind of a half wave. Oh well. As I said, the trail includes some open grassy areas, and as well as some treed-in areas and some steep things. Most people like to ride up to the flag. If you get there, you can ask it, either the Nemo Mercantile or the Guest Ranch or the restaurant there, and they'll tell you how to get there. As far as the trails go, Nemo is mostly mid-range trails. They're easy to moderately difficult. Depending on where you go, you're probably not going to see very much in terms of historical sites or scenic overlooks or things like that. It's mostly trails through the trees. You do get a good variety. As you can see, we're getting a little bit of mud here. And they can be quite rocky. There is one trail that goes up to the flag, which is extremely rocky and somewhat difficult, only because it is so heavily used, and the big boulders have been more or less exposed in it. There's some ledges and things like that, but as a rule, most of the trails are pretty easy, and basically what you see in this video. You can divide the Nemo riding area into basically 4 parts. That would be the western part, which is the area west of Nemo, east of Van Oker Road, and north of Merritt Road. There's the eastern route, which goes just directly east of Nemo, goes down towards Erskine Gulch. There's the Dalton Lake area, which goes basically east and north of Nemo and up to Dalton Lake Road. And then there's the area south of Merritt Road, which goes as far as Steamboat Rock and in that particular area. So, Bogus Gym Road and places like that. The area to the immediate west of Nemo, if you only have one day, is probably your best choice. If you have 2 days, then the area both east and west up towards Dalton Lake in that area is also good riding. As far as gear, you're going to be close to everything in Nemo. There's gas available right in the town of Nemo. There's also supplies at the Nemo Mercantile. There's a good restaurant there. There's camping, both at the commercial campground at Nemo Guest Ranch, as well as the Forest Service campground up at Box Elder Junction, or Box Elder Creek, and dispersed camping in several areas around there. So if you like to camp, it's a good area for that. If you don't want to stay in that area, it's about 20 miles south of Deadwood or Lead and Spearfish. It's also about 20 miles northwest of Rapid City, so you can stay in both places and not be too far away from the Nemo riding area. As I mentioned before, it is very well marked because it's such a popular area with people from out of state. Virtually all the trails have marks on them. The maps are useful, so you can find out where you are. And as mentioned in the very beginning here, if you're anywhere in any of the riding areas between Pilot Knob and Dalton Lake, the Route 8089 or the Hiking Trail 89 is going to slice right through there from the southwest to the northeast. And anytime you come up on that number, you can pretty well find your way back to wherever you want to go. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is a bit of a labor of love. We don't get paid, we don't have sponsors, we just do it. primarily because we like riding in the hills. We like having people here. We enjoy visitors from everywhere. It's a very friendly area, and so that's why we do it. If you like this video, please say you like it. You can also subscribe. We do try to do 1 or 2 videos a month since we are a small outfit. We don't have a production company or anything like that. So once again, if you're to this point, thanks for joining us. Bye.